I'm Joe, and today we're outside Hollywood Palace here in Edinburgh having a vape on this new Sigelei T150 mod box. It's their new touchscreen. As you can see, the big old screen there in my hand. Let's have a vape, then we'll get back inside and get up close and personal with it. Then I'll give you my positives and negatives, all right? See you back up top. All right, here we are up close and personal with the Sigelei T150 touchscreen temperature control mod. All right, let's get this bad boy out of the package, get some batteries in it, and have a look at it. Picking it up, what really surprised me first was its size. I didn't think it was going to be as small as it is. And secondly, is how light it is. It is exceptionally light. It's about the same weight as the K box when there's no batteries in it. I still got the screen protector on, so let's take that off now. There you go. I'm just going to grab a cloth to give it a wipe. There it is. So nice looking screen. Will this last? So, but there you go. There's another screen protector on that. Let's take that off as well. So there you go. So it's looking pretty nice when all said is done. There you go. Let's get into the battery. So there's battery venting on the bottom. There's not much to it until I turn on the screen, but there's your button. Nice clicky button. No rattle at all on that either. Nice clicky button. Not too mushy, not too stiff. It's got a nice kind of spring back to it. So there you go. The screen, there it is. And there's your battery compartment. So I must have 1676. That's my serial number. There you go. Looks like you got copper connecting pins in here for the batteries, clearly labeled, but it looks like that circuitry board right there. So that being said, they even give you what indication of batteries. So that's battery 1, battery 2, and when you turn it on, you'll see why they have that. Okay. So let's get that back in there. Let's put some batteries in there while we have it open. There she is. Okay. And you got magnets on the battery door, all aligned. You got 2 on the bottom, 3 on top. You can't put it back that way. It doesn't really matter because there's a little lip there, as you can see. Matches with that lip right there. All right. So put that back on. Battery door rattles a little bit. I haven't noticed it when I was using it, and if you take it off, bam, nothing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 clicks. The Sigelei splash screen comes up, and now I have done a factory reset, so this is how it's going to come out of the box in power mode at 5 watts for you. All right, you got your time up there. You got a temperature rating right there. I'm not exactly sure where that temperature is coming from, to be quite honest with you. I think it's the actual temperature of the mod. There's no indication in the manual that I could find about it. Now there's your 2 battery indications. Now remember I said in the battery slots you had 1 and a 2, so 1 is up top and 2 is on the bottom there. Here you got your wattage gauge. That's going to be your puff count. That's your ohm resistance when you got a tank on it. That will stay at 0 until you hit the fire button. Then it will go up to the volts that it's applying to the atomizer, and that's your second count for your how long the puff takes. All right. So this is power mode right here. Gone into, I don't know if you can see that. There you go. That's a better angle. Now it's in temperature mode. Now going back to power mode. To lock it, 2 clicks. Oh, there we go. 2 clicks, 2 clicks. 2 taps to unlock it. Sorry, my fingers aren't working right there. Okay, now this is your menu screen. Here we go, into the menu. All right, now overtime setting, that is how long each puff is allowed to take up to. So you can go all the way up to 20 seconds or all the way down to 5 seconds. All right, there we go. So let's put it back up to 10, which is plenty for me. Screen setting. Now this is when your screen locks and unlocks. All right. So you can have it at 20 minutes, 10 minutes, 5 minutes, 2 minutes, 1 minute. Now what this screen lock does, it not just locks your screen, but it also locks your fire button. Let's get back into the menu. Let's go back into there, and I keep it at the very long not lock. All right. So let's get back to the main menu. Puff limits, that's explanatory. I keep it at no limit. There you go. Language, it has 2 as Chinese or English. All right. It is in English, as you can see right now. The time setting, now, oh, I hit the wrong one. Time setting, All right, so now I'm going to show you how to do the time. So it's at year 2000. This is your month right here, third month. And it is the 15th today. And now this is your time here. All right, so right now it is 6:50. So let's get it up there. All right, and it seems to only work in military time, just so you know. So 6:51. There we go. All right, get back out of there. All right, so you saw how I was scrolling through. I was using the fire button to scroll through there. All right, now your help, this is where I did my factory reset. So let's get into information. This is information of the mod. All right, if I tap on that, it doesn't do anything. There's no user manual or anything like that. Factory settings. Now this is going to take you back. I'm not going to do that this time. So there we go. That's the mod itself. That's the functionalities of it. The mod itself is pretty decent. You have your battery venting right there. The build is out of aluminum alloy. You have stainless steel 510 threading in there. You have a copper fire pin in there. Not spring loaded. There's no USB charging port. I want to show you something in the up close. Here we go. Now this is something that I think needs to be pointed out in the up close. If I go to lock my screen, locked it. Now I'm going to turn it off. All right. Now I'm going to turn it back on and the screen will come back unlocked. This is something I think you need to be aware of. And the reason I'm doing this up close is so you can see that it's unlocked now. And the reason being is if you go to vape, you see that? As you would hold it, it's switching between temperature and power mode. All right, that is something you must be aware of. So make sure you lock that screen. All right, so now it's not gonna do anything. All right, let's get back up top, have a vape. All right, as the vape clears, let's get right into some negative. So the lock screen, you can set it to lock at 1 minute, 2 minutes, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 20 minutes, so on. And then I think it goes to non-lock mode, which I always keep it in. And then I manually lock the screen by tapping on it twice. There we are. All right. So it's locked right now, so I can't adjust the power at all. I can't do anything. The screen is locked, but the fire button works. When you do it automatically, it locks the fire button too. So I can't vape on it when the screen is actually locked if I do it automatically. All right. So I keep it in the non-lock mode for that reason alone, meaning that my screen is going to have to stay on, meaning my battery life is going to be depleted because the screen is staying on as you see it. It will power down, the screen will power down after a minute or two is sitting if you're not using it, and it will come back up. The screen will still stay locked, but it's that minute or two that is absorbing some of that energy from that battery. Next thing, stealth mode. There isn't any. I can't find any way of putting this into stealth mode. There's nothing mentioned in the manual about it. There's nothing talked about it in the manual. I can't find a way of doing it. So there isn't any stealth mode as far as I'm concerned. Maybe I'm wrong, but I can't find it. Again, meaning that my screen has to stay on while I'm vaping, meaning my battery life is going to be depleted even more so on and so forth. All right, so that's a negative. All right, next thing. For you temperature control lovers out there, there's no stainless steel, there's no titanium, and there's no nichrome, all right? You can only vape at temperature control in nickel mode in this, all right? Next thing, could they update that with a firmware? No. Why not? Because there's no mini USB port to do so, right? There you go. It just went off, all right? So now I'm going to hit the button just to show you. I'll get back into the mini USB in a second, all right? Fires right back up. That is actually quite a nice feature, all right? So that's actually positive, and we can get to that in a second. So let's get back. No mini USB. So no mini USB means no firmware updates, and it means also no charging capabilities. Now, I'm not a big fan of charging my batteries in my mods. I actually do it as a last resort type deal when I'm in a pinch. I always recommend using an external charger, a good external charger from a reputable company, that is. Make sure you do. Battery safety is vital, all right? But when you're in a pinch, when you're at work or you're out and you need just to plug into a mini USB, there isn't one. So you can't do it on this. And because it's going to drain a lot of your battery, you're going to have to take at least one spare pair of batteries with you. Next thing, the fire pin in there. The copper fire pin is not spring loaded, meaning it could be a tank limiting or atomizer limiting mod. Next thing, it does feel a little bit cheap. And the reason why I say that is because of the weight. And you say, well, why, Joe? If it's nice and light, that should be a good thing. It is, but on this one, it just feels a little bit cheap. I don't know why. I just, when I pick it up, it just doesn't have that like, ooh, I just spent 70 quid on a mod. Or in the US, I think it's going for $100. It just doesn't have that feeling, all right? That is my negatives about it. Now, let's get into the positives. And what else can I say? What more is positive about that? All right? Positive aspects of this. It works well. For the functions that it does, it works exceptionally good. Let's have a vape, and I'll show you what I mean. All right? So, there's barely any delay on this right here. Fires almost instantly. Can't complain there. Almost instantly. Very, very minute delay on that. Works well. The actual touch screen looks good. There's no pixelation in it. It's very crisp and clean. The actual touch itself seems to work very well. So if I take it, unlock it, and just do that, you can see that it's moving up and down. Well, you might not be able to see it from this camera angle, but it works very good. I'm just going to move it back up to where I had it. I like 50 watts. That's good. All right. So that being said, got some birds in the background there. Someone's texting me while I'm doing my review here. Damn, that's always a shame when that happens. You know, no one ever texts me. Only when I'm ever recording do they text for some reason. All right. Next thing, the actual functions that this does, it does well. I can't complain there. I really, really can't complain. I just wish it had more functionality. So let's have another vape and I'll get into my overall feelings about this mod. Overall feelings. Would I go out and buy this again? Honestly, probably not. Is it going to be a good talking feature amongst people who vape? Yeah, because it's the first real touchscreen kind of out there that you can use and see and touch. Is it really necessary? No. End of. It's not. It's not really necessary. I like the look of it. I like the way that the tank sits in the middle of the mod. I like the actual look of it. I think it looks very nice. It's a good looking mod. It is built well, so I do like that aspect of it. But overall, I kind of wish that they would have added more functionality to it. And I think if they would have added a stealth feature to this, if it had updatable firmware, I think, again, that would change my perspective of it. Overall, the mod is cool. I think it is cool, but I think it's almost unnecessarily cool, you know? But overall, it's a good, solid mod. It's cool because it's got this touchscreen capabilities, but it's just not cool enough for me to want to go out and buy it again. That's Joe from Vapingbro. One more vape, and I'll say goodbye. You guys remember, enjoy the vape out there, live long, and take care of yourselves. Have a good day.